Is it profit-taking?
Oh, for religious purposes.
It is profit-taking. I mean, I think you said, stock up 100% from a year ago. It was trading at 3.5 times EBITDA. Market was worried if it was going to survive, quite honestly. So I think you do have profit-taking. And remember, comparisons get tougher from here. So I think there's a lot of investors who are locking in those gains, worrying about what's going to happen in the third and fourth quarters, when that's really when the retail recovery started a year ago. So I think that's what's happening to the stock today.
That's an interesting idea, Jan. Is it possible that what they see there is this is as good as it gets?
I'm going with the religious purpose. But yes, it's certainly possible. They're looking at it saying last fourth quarter, even for Macy's, was really good. It was really good for retail. It was Macy's first really good quarter. So they look at it and they go, okay, we get one more quarter of good news, and then we've got to deal with the fourth quarter. Maybe it won't be as strong.
And those are tough comps, in other words.
Maybe it's as good as it gets. On the other hand, like I say all the time nowadays, we've got the best consumer we've had in 25 years. How is it not going to be a strong fourth quarter? The setup is good for the fourth quarter unless something happens. Tariffs isn't going to make the difference. We didn't have the tax cut last year for either the retailer or the purchaser in retailing. We're going to see a strong fourth quarter unless we get some really weird exogenous event, and nobody's betting on that.
I guess the dilemma though for investors is we've seen a rally across the board amongst retailers pretty much this year. And how much of it is already in the stock? The anticipation even of a strong fourth quarter. Here we are, Brian, we talked about Home Depot briefly. It was a pretty good quarter. The stock was down. Here we are with Macy's. Pretty good quarter. The stock is down. How many more stocks in your coverage universe are you concerned about having good earnings, but the stock will trade off?
Yeah, I think that is across the board here. People are going to want to see, yes, the third quarter, we do have the hurricane compares. Remember, some distribution centers were disrupted. A lot of stores were closed, early September. So we have that. But I think as we head into the fourth quarter, people are going to want to see, how can we comp the comp? But I will say one more thing on Macy's. Think about it. You're the brand new CFO. It's your first earnings call. You're thinking about giving guidance. Of course, you're going to want to give conservative guidance for gross margins in the back half of the year. Keep the bar low, but they raised earnings 20 cents, and we think there's another 25 cents potentially of upside beyond that. So, again, you can't blame the new CFO for giving guidance for gross margins that are conservative.
Retail has come through the dark cloud. This is it. Look at all of these stocks are up dramatically. Yeah, we're talking about sell-offs here, but we had you on when we were wondering how many of these guys were going to go bankrupt.
That hasn't changed. I've still got 20 retailers on my list that might go bankrupt. I still think it'll be record store closings this year. I still think it'll be record bankruptcies this year. That doesn't mean Macy's didn't have one heck of a good number.
But does this mean that Macy's is right-sized compared to these other guys?
It means Macy's is, and Kohl's is, and Nordstrom's is, and Walmart is. And yeah, there's a lot of people that are going to benefit from this. There's a lot of people that aren't. But that's not the ones that are trading off and are going to trade off on the good earnings releases over the next week. Yeah.